So in today's video I'm going to transform this lovely bungalow in Edinburgh. It's built of classic Edinburgh sandstone. It's got a lovely front garden, a lovely front, looks really charming, but when you look at the floor plan it's a bit of a jumble. You've got bedrooms off of sitting rooms, you've got bedrooms linked, you've got a garden room at the back that's a sort of pretty average conservatory. So I've opened the whole of the back of this house up, created a lovely way through into a lovely open plan living space at the back, and I've fixed the bedroom through the living room problem. So stick around and see how I did it. So this house is quite large. It's around about 215 square meters, excluding a large attic space that we could look at going up into. But I think for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to stick to fixing the ground floor. Might think about where a stair could go. But my primary concern is sort of fixing the bathroom for a £1.3 million house. Now I know Edinburgh's quite an expensive place to buy property, but for 1.3 million quid, I would not want to walk through my living room to get to one of my bedrooms. I wouldn't want only one bathroom, and I wouldn't want two sort of conservatories, particularly one that you have to go outside to get into. So I think there's a number of problems here. It's been added to this house. It's a classic. It was a lovely proportion bungalow here, this bit probably, and then this bit's been added. This bit's definitely been added because you can see a flat roof extension here. Indeed, you can see this sort of side extension is added on. There's a conservatory. So there's original bungalow plus 1, 2, 3, 4 extensions plus something else in the garden. So this is a classic sort of problem, I think, really, and what I spend quite a lot of my time doing is sort of unpicking extensions that have been added in a sort of ad hoc. Oh, we need another room, let's stick one on here, let's stick one here, and then before you know it, you've got a jumble of spaces. So in the design, I'm going to open up the back of the house and try and keep some of the front of the house in its sort of original form, cellular sort of rooms, and I think come up with a really nice proposal that looks at this lovely garden. I mean, that's the setting of it is great. Proportions of the rooms are good, ceiling heights are good. That's the sort of conservatory that I just think it's probably end of life. The plastic looks like it's end of life. Probably the doors or all the hinges and everything have probably begun to lift. The kitchen needs ripping out. That all a bit boring and bland, but what's there, the window paneling around the windows, all really nice. You'd want to keep that. See some sort of light coming in from the attic there. Lovely doors, nice clock. So some really good proportioned rooms, but a terrible layout. Lovely mature garden here. So let's see what we can come up with. Right, so as I sort of went through in the intro, the floor plan, there's some problems with it in that we've got a £1.3 million 4-bedroom house where 2 of the bedrooms are interlinked and also interlinked through sitting rooms and reception rooms. We've got one of the bedrooms with not natural light. It's off a conservatory space, and a sitting room that is also linked to that conservatory space, which is also linked to the kitchen. We've only got one bathroom, but we've got some nice proportioned rooms. We want to try and keep some of the character. So this is not an easy one. There's not an obvious sort of scenario that springs to mind other than think, so when I don't know what to do, you kind of have to go back to the principles of what you're trying to achieve. And I think what we're trying to achieve is keep 4 bedrooms. So this bedroom strikes me as one that we could keep as a bedroom. This reception room could become a bedroom, and this room could become a dressing room and an ensuite of it. So you could get 2 bedrooms by doing that. You've then got to get 2 more and provide bathroom space and some sort of open plan kitchen at the back. And in a way, that bit's quite easy, apart from you want to make it a little bit bigger because it's not quite big enough for sort of the sort of kitchen, living, dining, and a utility room function in there. So we're going to need to extend it. By extending it, we're going to block off windows across the back. So that's just something to keep in mind. Probably, I'm thinking, if we extend this way, and if we went out now in England and I think Wales, you can go 8 meters with what's called a larger home extension on a detached house. maybe slightly different in Scotland, but I think given the footprint, we're not looking to sort of change that too much. I think we could sort of have a little sort of assume that we could do something along those lines, even if you needed planning. I'm just thinking about the overall width of it. I think they're very thick walls. I'm not going to draw the thickness of the walls; it'd take too long. But I think if we kept that if we did that externally at 8 meters as well, and did a wall off of here, then that would give us the sort of extents of our extension. So we come out here, let's go there, 8, so we're going to go about there. So that's probably a kind of corner of that space. I'm then thinking that I probably want to keep this room as it is, and I'm going to block that room off because I'm going to extend over it. So that's not going to have a window anymore. So that could become a bathroom. And if this was a master bedroom, then we could stick a wall down the middle of there, which is about 1.8. So that's sort of bath length. We could put a wall down there. We could block up that door and put a door perhaps in this corner. And then that room is sort of sorted. Get rid of that cupboard for now. That gives us a ensuite there. So we put a door on there, put a bath or a shower up that end, and maybe put a little screen in here. Toilet there, and then put the basin sort of there. This room then can become a sort of same sort of idea, but this is the family bathroom, so we'll put a tub up this end, and we'll have a loo down there, and we'll do a basin just there. So that bit's sort of fixed. These cupboards seem a bit deep and sort of in the way. I think we'll keep that wall. I can't see a good reason to get rid of that wall. I think we want to keep the sitting room as it is, so let's leave that like that. But I don't want to go through that room to get to that room, so we'll block that off and we'll contain that room. So that room's sort of done. There's the windows. I'm not drawing all these thick walls. So we've then got a room here that's got a window at the front. Don't want to change the front of the house, so we're going to keep that as it is. And I'm just wondering if we kept that, we're going to keep that wall up there. There's then a bit of a puzzle in here about how to get 3 bedrooms, because we've got 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th is perhaps here. If we put a wall, sort of create a corridor. Don't really like doing corridors, try and avoid them, but I think in this instance might be the best scenario. Let's split that. Put a wall there at 4 meters, so that is a bit of a, you got to take out that structure of that house, but and maybe we do something like that. Put a wall there, door there. I'm gonna have to get the Tipex out to get rid of that. Put a wall there. Then widen that window. No, keep that as it is. Make that one similar so you get nice light in there. I mean, these could have sort of French doors in them, really, as their sort of bedroom looking out onto the window, onto the garden. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, all with natural light, all not going through another room, and we've got a family bathroom. I guess that's a distance. I mean, we're talking, this is not a massive house, but the distance between there and there is probably not optimal, and you'd kind of want that bathroom in here somewhere. And I think if I was to, have a continued go at that, that would be something I'd be looking to fix. I then want to get a utility room, and the best place for that is going to be in the back of this room, and I think we'll go 2.4 meters by, let's say, 3. That gives us 5 sort of modules of kitchen cabinet, and I think we'll keep a bit of that wall, and we'll try and sneak a loo in there, downstairs toilet as well. So we'll have a toilet and a basin on a door off of there, we'd try and keep the cloaks cupboards or a slimmed down version of them in there. I think that's a useful thing. We've got the inner door and the sort of outer door there at the front. So this becomes utility room. We need the Tipex again for there. Sink in there. Okay, that's looking good. I think then it'd be nice to have some sort of bay window. So I'd run the kitchen, I think, all the way down that side, and I'd put a big island there. And I'd probably have the dining area here, so it'd be quite nice to have a sort of window. And then I'm thinking perhaps it's like this house sort of would some nice sort of bay windows. Maybe this one has a sort of window seat in it. And this has a slightly bigger bay with glass here, and then maybe some French doors in the centre. Doesn't feel like a sort of bifold house to me. And then some doors around here, have a sink on there, go a big range in here. Lots of cupboards, nice big kitchen. Dining room, I think I'd want to put here. And I think just to keep that, I'd sneak a hot water cylinder in there, which is pretty much where the existing one is. And I'd have 2 sliding doors, pocket doors in there. You could get the utility room off of the hallway if you fiddled around with it enough. But off the kitchen there's alright. I think I'd want to not have it off the dining room. I don't think I'd want to have a nice dining room with a dining space with a utility view into the utility room from there potentially, but it's a small point. So you've got a nice window seat here where you could have some nice sort of other armchairs, so you get a little sort of snuggy space there, and then you could have a nice big sofa looking over the garden like so, with some armchairs in the window, in the corner of the window here. I think then we've got quite a good sort of layout really, so I've fixed many of the problems. We've got bedroom here, bedroom, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. They've all got windows out, got a nice window there, so when you come in the front door, you can see right through to that lovely garden. But you've got that sort of privacy inner door, so when the front door's open, that might be closed, so you get a bit of a break, and then you're going to go right through into that space there, out to the back. Lovely room out the back. I mean, it's sort of, and when you look at the footprint, it's not hugely different to what's there. In fact, there's possibly less square meterage because the size of that is equal to what I've added, because there was the conservatory on the back as well. So actually, certainly in no more space, or not significantly more space, we've got a much better layout, and we've got a separate living room and all the sort of the five things that I try and get into houses: separate living room, open plan kitchen space, utility laundry room, a downstairs loo, and sort of bedrooms with at least 1 bathroom, so you're not just haven't got 4 beds off 1 bathroom. So there you go.